big welcome to you, Capricorn. So the sun has moved into Gemini, and Gemini is the lovers, and Gemini is about first and foremost self-love. And I decided to make the videos a little shorter, and I decided to cut in the beginning all these explanation of where the sun is in and what's about the Gemini. And the Gemini as the lovers is just this fertility, right, that Andromeda is chained to, and Perseus is liberating her with a sword. And the lovers they're attached to a fertility ritual, right? They create the next generation. I mean, it's just such a beautiful story. Here it's the sacred marriage between the sun and the moon. Here it's the ecstasy, right? He holds the two feminine elements, and she holds the two he holds the two masculine elements, and she holds the two feminine elements for him, right? So they want to become the other, and that's what's so beautiful. Here we see again Hermann Handel, very powerful story with his tarot deck, is because he has a reconciliation here in between the Jews and the Germans, right? Because he was saved by a Jewish soldier. For me, the tarot card that I want to bring in with the position is the pigeon pose, the king pigeon pose, because Gemini's body parts are arms and hands. And of course, he's reaching back to the feet, to the subconscious, because the story here is that consciousness is looking to the subconscious, and the subconscious is looking up to the conscious, right? And this circular energy is happening right here in between you. You, in a way, decided to reach back, and you didn't realize all the things that come up in the subconscious, but at the same time, looking down into the subconscious, you open and free yourself completely to a higher consciousness. I mean, this is just so powerful, right? When we look at it from a whole new perspective. And I want to bring into the tarot, of course, a level of I can reach that state, right? Here it's like, yes, this is what's happening when this card is, but how am I going to get there? Well, practice this pose, because this pose is ripping you open, right? First of all, here in your hips, north, south, east, west. Here in your heart, you need to open up. I mean, to reach back to your feet, it's just like, anyway. So that's the Gemini. That's where the sun is right now, right? So just that you know. You, on the other hand, and this is very, very interesting now, the devil, for me, you God, Pan, right? And the devil is showing the same card, but now the angel has turned into a devil. And I think it's so powerful to see this, right? And that's why I'm including always where the sun stands. And so where the sun is, where is your sign? And the moon, right? The moon is in your sign right now, and the sun is shining a light onto the moon. You are now so much chained to it that it becomes almost like a heaviness, right? It's not that lightness anymore. Now the chain is, we must, right? They don't even look up, right? And this is the only way out of this, is through the third eye, right? So that you just understand the whole mechanism that's happening here. Then also Aleister Crowley, right? Very clearly he decided to even make a penis out of it, right? Then here she is the trickster, right? She tricks you to believe that this dimension is the only dimension that's worth being and living, and that's the only one that exists, right? Nevertheless, there is way more. And here again you have the snake, and the snake is the sexual energy. The snake is Kundalini. The snake is that part in us that desires, constant desire. Why do you think we're evolving? Why do you think we searching for more and more and more? It's a never-ending game, and only when we are in an older age we start realizing, nah, I don't really need this all anymore. But when you're young, it's like, you know, I want, right? So here the alphabet, right, the Hebrew alphabet and the rune, it's the reconciliation here between the Germans and the Jews, right? That's how he wants to make a reconciliation. So here, my card for you, my dear Capricorn, is the dancer pose, right? And the dancer pose is a way of dancing yourself up to that crown chakra, right? It's not, I need to force it, I need to push it, I need to get there. Like you, the only animal that can climb up the mountains, right? You can go up to this number one, which is Keter, right? In the tree of knowledge, in the Kabbalistic tree of life. And so here we have, of course, for us, the first chakra is down here, and then we go second, third, fourth, fifth, and the sixth. And the sixth chakra for you, of course, is very important. And how do we get to the sixth chakra, right? By focusing. And so the interesting thing is also one arm is reaching back. Now there is one position where I can reach with both hands as well back to my feet. But one foot is standing. So it's this position, but this foot that is here bent is literally standing. So you're standing and reaching actually with both arms also back in the dancer pose. But I decided that you want to connect to this opposite of you, which is in Cancer, right? Which is in the next month, the reading in the next month. So here you are having 1, 2, 3 stages, right? To evolve, 3 stages to get to this third eye level, because the third eye, or the 3 stages, for example, is body, mind, and spirit, right? And the spirit, we don't really need to do anything anymore, right? This is for you an awareness to find a love that's not attaching you to the first levels, that going up through the Kundalini, because this is the chakra ladder to go up. If you're born between December 12th and January 8th, of course, you're the classical Queen of Pentacles, right? Here, beautiful. Again, why I show this is because these are very important cards, right? Hermetic Tarot, Rider-Waite Tarot, and Aleister Crowley Tarot. All the other tarots have gained their knowledge from just these 3 decks. And of course, these 2 men, Aleister Crowley and Edgar Waite, were both in this secret brotherhood. So it's very important for you to understand why I show this, right? But I'm making it shorter now, this whole introduction. But it's important, right? I think I will never leave it. But I change now because in the magician year, right? I started with the 0 and now I'm in the magician, and I realize, okay, I want to change things in my readings. Here, the power place of the stones, right? And overflowing for all people. Then, of course, here in the Navajo mythology, you're the Spider Woman. You give life. You give us actually survival skills. You're the weaver of thoughts. And you are the wisdom keeper and the grandmother. But most of all, you're the protector of humans. So on a day like yours, we like to eat root vegetables and salty things. Then very important that your cardiovascular is active, right? That you go jogging, walking, bicycling, that your heartbeat goes up. That's when you're happy. Then your planet is Saturn, and Saturn is the teacher. And of course, your body parts are your knees, your bones, and the skin. I also am not shuffling anymore. It just took too long. I'm actually taking now from the top, and I'm giving you already here an oracle card. I kind of have new cards. They're in German, right? I'm gonna order them in English, but right now they're sold out, so I have to use the German ones. Lorelei, and the Lorelei is the number 4, right? So something is attaching you, the subconscious, right? You're attached to the subconscious. You see how this is already blending so perfectly in, right? So in a way, the subconscious, because the conscious is looking at the subconscious, and the subconscious was always looking up to the angel. And this is not happening, right? She is not looking up to the higher conscious anymore. Why should she, right? Because there is something that's attaching her to an energy that's this dimension, right? This dimension. And so it's saying, hey, look up, right? Start noticing that there is something that is actually that the subconscious is not chaining you, these little humans here in their boat. Let the boat be free. Now the tarot, also from the same woman, very beautiful, her cards. And I also will take only 6. I'm focusing right now on the hexagram, which is one of the most holiest sacred shapes, and you're also the number 6, right? So it works. So there we go. I'm going to take from this top. I just want you to hear from 31 the main words that are connected with this. Power, and that's your word. Power is the main word for you. Destiny, and making sure that you are conscious. Exactly, making sure you're conscious, making sure that you're breaking yourself free, making sure you're taking this path to the third eye. Don't get stuck here, right? Because the hand position in the devil means, this mudra means there is more to the eye, and the eye is the word ein of this card. The Hebrew word is eye, ein, and is the eye. There's more to the eye than you can see, right? There is more. Okay. 10 of Pentacle. Yeah, then when you free yourself, right? Take that liberty to say, here I am. He sits on his tree, and this is extreme wealth. She sits also, and it's important that both of them are realizing something. Both of them are looking at the world, and they're saying, here I am. I've done what I have done, and I am rich, and I have an influence, and I have taken path, and it was difficult, but here I am, 10 rings, right? I'm an old tree, I'm an old man with a long beard, and I have carried from a long time my work into the number 10. I have built a foundation that is lasting, and you just looking into your subconscious, you will see that. Page of Swords, right? And the Page of Swords, of course, he is knowledge, as much knowledge as you can imagine to gain. That's what you want. You want, again, to learn, even though you have done already a lot. I always say I want to die with a book in my hands, right? So it's almost like, no, I don't want to go. And this is what I feel like. This old man, he's like, I'm old, but I still need to learn from the young generation. I need to continue. I need to, right? Because it's almost like in my afterlife, it's like this energy, the way I die, this energy I carry, it carries me over into the next life. It's like that seed, right? He's here, this tree fell down, and now he's saying, okay, the tree fell down, but it's continuing to grow. And then you gain wisdom. This is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is powerful. right? The 10, this is Mercury in Virgo. So understand that Mercury is bringing a message, and Mercury is always someone that's like, has the information, has the intelligence to reach this, right? To reach this stage. So here you are in the Hierophant, right? Noticing, of course, this can be a Taurus, noticing the empowerment of knowledge, of spiritual knowledge, of course, because a Hierophant means high priest in Greek. Now look at that, right? So you have below the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Wands is saying, don't do too much, right? It's finished. You are okay where you are at, right? What you know, it's okay. Don't push, don't force, right? You have so many flowers, and now you want to gain more, right? She's literally hunched over. No. Be careful, right? And of course, then we have the moon, and the moon is always looking down into the subconscious, reaching back, right? Here you reach one hand back into the subconscious, but it's forcing you to reach both arms into the subconscious. The moon is connected to the feet, is Pisces. There we go, right? So there is something in your subconscious that you still want to find out what is it, right? While you're looking at this magnificent moon. And then something magic happens. Then God is giving you the grace of the 7th chakra, of that higher, and then the number 1 is becoming the one up here. Because Keter is the crown, and the tree of life begins from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It goes down, right? And we go up through the chakra. So here you are in the number 1, in the crown, and you reached up, right? You found a way to get out of this attachment. You found a way to liberate yourself from this attachment. Very, very powerful. And nevertheless, you are ready to let go the old structures. You are ready to let go things that don't work anymore. It's the same thing. Look at that. It's this liberation, liberating things that don't work, and you know that you have the love. You know that you have the love of God. The highest love there is from God. Right? But of course, there could be a person coming into your life. I'm not saying that that's not happening, but most readings are always in that direction. So I want you first to find your spiritual message, your level, your understanding of things come and go, right? And so here you are liberating. And of course, I want to know what's underneath. And underneath is the Queen of Wands, right? And the Queen of Wands, she holds the wand, she holds the light, she's empowered by reaching up to the light, by reaching up here to the love, right? By going up, up, up to the third eye, understanding that if you chain yourself to the subconscious, you're not able to liberate and to be free and to take your journey. Even though you have taken a journey already, right? You have done things, and you have now an extreme wealth. You're wealthy here, right? Nevertheless, you want to keep learning. You want to be connecting with the youth, with the pages, with the studying. And this studying is making you wiser, right? Is making you a hierophant, is making you a high priest, is making you someone that brings back to the children, right? Because here is this young generation. He stands here on those books, and here's the girl listening to you, who is giving this girl exactly the message. Here, listen to this, listen to what I have learned, what I have understood. And then don't do too much, right? Allow yourself to let go and look deep within you. Look deep within you. What's still there that you want to liberate, that you want to free yourself? And you free it. You let it go. And it's here, these beautiful yellow flowers. And we're just like, yes, coming out, right? And then, of course, a full-on shift, because this is the second card after the Devil. After Pan comes the Tower, and that's like, then you have understood, oh, okay, I'm stuck here in a first dimension, and here the second dimension is kind of like an orgasm, right? You are liberating yourself through a sexual energy of liberation, an orgasmic liberation of the old. You leave it behind you and you say, hey, no more, I don't want this anymore. I want to be free. I want to be me. Boom. That's how my readings are going to be, right? Short, bam, to the point. Of course, meditate into the cards, have a look into it. They're really, really clear. Maybe you see more messages in it. Then we see each other again in the next month. Cancer, right, is opposite you. It's an important message they are coming to you, a success as well. And there we will see what the opposite message wants to tell you. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.